Okay, ready?
I'm just smiling through it.
Smiling through it, smiling wave. Give me one second. I'm just gonna see if I can switch this to the other side. This is really bothering me.
Which account to?
Wait. Gosh. Okay, this is gonna be like a special ops mission. Wait. Oh man, on the cord to tangle. Okay, I think we got it now. Oh no. Why won't it turn on? I can't do it like this. Oh, it's not turning. Oh, it's not plugged in. I was like, why do I look like this? Oh, that's bright. That is bright, bright, bright. Oh my gosh. Let's scooch this forward a little bit. That's better. Okay, ready?
Okay.
This down a little bit. Ready to go. Sit up. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Come Get a Sip, my podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody who watched our season premiere last week, our Big Brother 25 roundup. If you are a fan of reality TV and you want to check that out, go to my page. It's on my YouTube page. It's a YouTube exclusive. This one is wide release. So wherever you listen, thank you for joining. Today, I have a very special guest, a Come Get a Sip alum, Jahari. You know, if I was going to talk about anything Bravo, anything Real Housewives, I had to reach out to Jahari. So, Jahari, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me again.
How you doing?
I'm great. It's late.
It's late. It's late in it. It's late. It's late. Yeah, it's late in Atlanta. So let's dive right in. Come Get a Sip listeners already know the first segment is called Checking In. This is just a segment where we talk about some of the biggest trending topics from the week. So let's just get right into it. First up, we're going to talk about some new music. Well, new-ish now, but still new. It's the season. It's the holiday season. This is Brandy's Christmas album. It's called, surprise, surprise, Christmas with Brandy. Beautiful album cover. Shout out to our mutual Nicholas Davison, who created some of the artwork for the album. That is very exciting. A Brandy album. Congratulations. As well as actually Queen Naja's new EP. You know, I love Queen Naja, some of her songs. I do. I like Medicine, but I like Karma better. I
like her song with Big Sean, but I just wish Big Sean wasn't on it.
I want Big Sean to start making music again.
Why?
I like Big Sean. He used to be my favorite male rapper after Jay-Z.
Wow. Behind Jay-Z, I don't know. That's a choice of words.
Well, no. Let's be clear. This is personal. This is not about who's the best. This is just about who I enjoyed. I like Big Sean. You know, I liked his voice.
It turned you on?
Okay, Sexy Red. Let's move on.
Yes.
But yeah, I love that song, No Fake Love. The one that samples Anne-Marie. You know the new Queen Naja song? No, by Queen Naja. You better be careful what you say to me. Let me not sing all of it so we can copyright it.
Well,
it's the holiday season. You know, we're all in the festive mood or getting there. Some people start after Thanksgiving. I start on November 1st, following in Mariah Carey's instructions. Jahari, I know you are a huge fan of the Vocal Bible, so I want to hear your thoughts first. What do you think of Christmas with Brandy?
I don't remember how it came out, and now I feel bad because I wanted to start at the beginning, but there was like the announcement, right, that there was a Christmas album.
Yeah, there was a video of the whiteboard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was up immediately.
Immediately.
And then, you know, at like the visuals of what the album cover would be like, and then the vinyl, the first drop at least was for her top tier of listeners. So I was in that, so I got the email, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you, happy birthday. So and I didn't get the vinyl because I don't have no vinyl player, but maybe I should have got it just because, but whatever. So I was excited because people don't do Christmas albums anymore. Like, it's no longer the like standard thing to have in your discography anymore, right?
Right.
People have done them like sporadic, like Mary J. Blige did one quite a bit of ways into her career. Right, like the Braxtons had one.
I do feel like it's sort of like, correct me if I'm short-sighted in this, but it still feels like somewhat of a staple amongst, like, at least amongst R&B singers with some level of traction, not traction, but time in their
Right.
careers.
Well, I think like I could be wrong. I think some
Mhm.
people may think of it as like a career marker that you ain't got nothing else to offer. So
Oh
your Christmas
my.
album, some people, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people feel that way because there's several successful established artists who could do a Christmas album and have not.
Right.
The newer artists, I wouldn't want to really hear a Christmas album from.
No, not unless they have something
I don't know.
new
When
to
you think
contribute.
holidays, do you think cursive singing?
Oh, and on that note, thank y'all for joining. We're gonna wrap it up.
Anyway, anyway, I love the album. I feel like the album was true to who she is as an artist, and I feel like it was not. When you listen to her version of the classics alongside other people's version, you will know it is the Brandy version. So
Absolutely.
the album title was very, very much stuck to. And so I appreciate that, and I think that the other songs that are not classics, that are original songs, add more than they take away, right? Which can not always be the case, right? There can be some flops when people choose to write original Christmas songs, but I feel
Mhm.
she did a good job, and she's adding a different vocal styling to the repertoire of Christmas music to me. Okay,
I liked it. I did. I enjoyed it.
somehow I'm not convinced.
Well, let me do some convincing. Okay, let me say this. I loved Christmas Party for Two. I felt like that was a great way to sort of introduce the era, introduce the project. I enjoyed the originals more so than the covers or the
Okay,
renditions, I guess I should say.
right.
My thing with the renditions, they were very true to Brandy and they were very acrobatical vocally.
Okay.
I did feel that they were creative in terms of the approach to some of the melodies that are traditional to Christmas music. And I understand that that's just a matter of personal preference. It's not a reflection of how good the project is. But for example, like how no, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It was just, it was very brandy. It was very brandy. So it was definitely something that I could appreciate.
I don't know who's gonna be convinced by that, but that's
No,
great. That's
I
beautiful.
liked it. Ooh,
That's beautiful.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's
It's
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think as I sort of get more into the spirit and sort of, because when I first ease into the Christmas holiday playlist mindset, by the way, check out all my holiday playlists. I have so many of them. They're available at all the links. I sort of like to start with the traditional and
Okay.
then sort of tiptoe into the more creative slash more experimental. I wouldn't call it experimental, but more less traditional. So I start with like the All I Want for Christmas Is You's. I start
Good.
with like the Joys to the World, all of that. And then I get into like the Big Santa Poppy.
Is Joy to the World an original song
By who?
by Mariah Carey? Because I know that's the one you're listening to.
No, well, actually, no, I start with Whitney's. That's my favorite.
So is
And I like the one you introduced me to. I forget who it's by.
wait, but that's not wait, is that Joy to the World? No,
Yeah.
it's not called Joy to the World. It's not that's just the lyric.
What do you mean?
The song is like Joy to the World.
The
The
Lord is gone.
I don't think it's called Joy to the World. I think the opening line is Joy to the World.
That wasn't the best example because that's another creative one. But I start with like Whitney, Joy to the World, Mariah, Joy to the World, all of
Okay.
that. And then I get into yeah. So all in all, this is all to say, I liked Brandy's album. It was good. I know that might not be the most convincing report of it, but it is what it is.
So where would you line it up in your rankings of your favorite Christmas album? Does it even make the list? Let's say if you had 10
No.
slots. Let's see if you had 10 slots. Oh, it doesn't make the list at all.
If I had 10
If
slots,
you had 10
okay,
slots,
well, first of all, 2 of those slots are going to Mariah. One is going to Whitney.
which one? For actual Christmas album or the Preacher's Wife soundtrack?
Well, The Preacher's Wife is my favorite gospel album. So I
Wow.
wouldn't put it on the Christmas albums list. but I would put One Wish on a Christmas album list. So those would be 3. Patty's would be in the top 10.
Wish is on there. Okay, 4. What would be the 5th?
That's a good question. Oh, the Jackson 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I have to think about that a bit more.
I'm not mad at that. I don't think I'll put One Wish in my top 5 or Mariah's second, but I don't want the Lance to come after me.
I thought you would like Mariah's second more than the first.
Well, the first one has Kelly Price.
Oh gosh, the Kelly Price stand. Here
Kelly
you go.
Price. Kelly Price. Not only that, the backgrounds, to me,
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. That makes sense. The reason I like her second one slightly better, I love both, is because it feels like it's more of like a creative expression on her part. I feel like Mariah really has her finger on the pulse of what it takes to be creative in a Christmas way. Who are your top? So one of them you said is Mariah's first.
I think it's Norman Hutchins, and this is in no particular.
Yes, that's who it was. That was the Joy of the World.
Let's go. Yes. So I would say Mariah's first, Merry Christmas. Norman Hutchins and JDI Christmas.
Yes. Oh, you know who I likes too? Oh gosh, grammar. English major, Aretha's. It's not my top 5, but Aretha's I do like.
Let me think. Okay. Wait. Okay. I think I got it. I think I have it. Okay. I'm gonna go backwards. Okay. Merry Christmas. I would say number 4 is probably gonna be Brandy's. I'm gonna put her up there. I'm gonna put Brandy up.
Hot shot debut.
I'm gonna number 3, and this is just my favorite, what I would want to listen to. Number 3 is probably gonna be Norman Hutchins, JDI Christmas.
Okay.
Number
suspense.
Number 2 is the Braxton Family Values Christmas album.
Okay, yeah, that's in my top 10.
I'll put that up there. And then number 1 is Kirk Franklin the Family Christmas.
That's in my top 10 too.
That's very gospel heavy, but
yeah, I mean, love that one.
You are celebrating Jesus Christmas.
The night that Christ was born. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'll probably change that tomorrow, but by the time this comes out, it will be changed.
Child, well, we're doing a holiday music extravaganza next week, so there's a little taste of that.
You didn't call me for that.
Do you want to be called for that?
Who is called for that?
Well, that will be real when it comes. But do you want to be on it? You can be on it. We'll talk about that.
And I want you to keep my fourth wall in. And then I need Eric. Keep my fourth wall in.
Okay, we'll keep that there, Candace. All right. Shout out to Candace. Shout out to Heartbreak on Christmas. Shout out to Heartbreak on Christmas. I like that song.
I would say that's actually probably one of my top 10 favorite Christmas songs of all time. It's number 10.
Oh, okay.
It's number 10. But it is probably my I think we don't have to get too deep into this, but I just think that it was different and it was refreshing because because it was a single. It wasn't like this big album. It was a single. And I felt when the holiday season comes, because I ain't got no love. It won't be no matching pajamas for me on December 24th and 25th, baby.
The only thing I'll be matching is tops and bottoms. I'm talking about pajamas. Be very clear, I'm talking about pajamas. Let's move on.
Wait, you need to keep that.
We'll keep that in there.
Help me, Jesus. Woo!
So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Heartbreak on Christmas.
Yes, Heartbreak on Christmas, yes. I don't know no other housewives have a serious singing career except maybe Erica Jane.
If you can call it that.
I can.
Well, guess who has the best, in my opinion, besides Candace, because Candace really does make music for real. You know, I love me some Nene Leakes, Come and Get This Honey. That's my alarm clock in the morning.
Is that indicative of a music career?
No. I'm just talking about songs in general.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think it charted on iTunes.
And where outside of that?
My Spotify Wrapped.
That's just a chart. That doesn't mean that the song was charting.
It charted somewhere. Congratulations to Brandy. Congratulations to Candace. Love Heartbreak on Christmas. It's in my top 100, definitely.
Top 100 sounds shady.
No. Let me be clear. I listen to like at least 600 different Christmas songs. So top 100 is like elite. Okay. Because Mariah is at least 15, 20 of those. I actually am pleased to announce that I have a little Christmas something coming. Okay. We've been trying to rush it out, so it'll be ready in time before, New Year's. But it's coming. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but it's coming very soon to the airwaves of y'all's iPods.
Okay. That's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. Yes. So I think it's time to move on to the next segment. Let's talk about it. Cue Trina.
Let's talk about it.
Still over that attitude.
Not that. No, no, no. Let's put a lid on that. But no, let's talk about it. So you can see in our backdrops the new
Let me
Sunday.
block these people. Let me block these people.
Well, not new, but who you block? Well, I guess it don't matter. Child. Well, those are
Right.
the real
I
stars
want
right
to block.
there.
Wait, I want to block this one. This one here.
Who? Mia?
Yes, but I can't.
Were you blocking her right now?
Oh, good. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Let me see who I'm blocking. Hold on. Definitely don't want to block Phaedra, but I do want to block Toya.
That's not Portia.
We are not gonna start this, okay? We are not gonna start this. Come on,
You don't
Phaedra.
want to block Toya?
Blondie. I do want to block Toya, but I
Okay.
can't block Toya without blocking Phaedra.
Well, you can block
Sweet Tea. I can block Sweet Tea. Honestly, just really Toya and Sweet Tea for now. Stop that, Jahari. Don't talk. I don't want that to be on camera. I like to talk about teeth because I'm an expert.
Right. Well, let's talk about yours. Because I didn't want to talk
Over
about
bite and an under bite. I call it an over yonder bite. Well,
and
let's not do the whole.
I know it is the holiday season, but it's not Easter.
Stop. Let's move on. Okay. The Sunday lineup that is taking Bravo by storm.
These girls are more like a light rain.
Okay. The Sunday lineup that is causing precipitation.
Yes.
Is the back-to-back of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine, two of Bravo's marquee Black-led shows.
What is it, 2 of 3?
Yes. And the third one is going through some turmoil. That's what we should have talked about, honestly, in the checking in. I don't know. Not really. I mean,
I was like, is there anything to talk about?
Well, besides the fact that allegedly Drew quit, allegedly Sonya was axed, allegedly Marlo is in flux, and allegedly everybody else is on the chopping block.
Wait, I'm confused. How did Drew quit? What else is going to file for taxes in terms of income? Here's the thing. I just got one point I'm going to make on this.
Right.
Some women on this platform, on the entire Real Housewives universe, want careers in music.
Let's talk about it.
But only some of them take artistry, at
seriously.
least I view, seriously enough. Oh, ain't that what Candy said?
How would you do that while I'm drinking water?
No, but
I may be small.
Candace has put out what I think was, especially the Deep Space Deluxe, a good.
I'm sorry. No, because I just started thinking about you. And I was just sitting there like.
And then Cynthia fake ass over there. Yes, Candy. Yeah.
Oh, let me get my brush like Phaedra.
Well, but yes, I think Candace put out a good, solid R&B. I put this on my Twitter, or one of them. I put it on my Twitter, that she has solid records. She put out a very, to me, especially compared to her contemporaries, a solid body of work.
Yes, I agree.
Everybody else throughout the franchise who wants to do music cannot say the same.
No, hardly for the singles.
I think Erica makes great singles.
Here we go again.
Well, yes.
Let me stop, because I honestly, my opinion of Erica clouds my judgment of her music. So
your opinion of Erica? I didn't even know you watched that show.
I drop in and out. I just had a tweet that they did a hit. Oh, it hit a little something. I was like, damn, I can't even get a hit on the ones I watch.
Well, I didn't see it.
Which one? Which Twitter were you on?
Doesn't matter. I didn't see it in white or black Hollywood.
Let's check the credits. But yes, so let's start with Potomac. So basic rundown of the episode. We picked up where we left off last week at Ashley's housewarming, her by the seaside housewarming.
I'm still not sure what sea it is.
I don't think anybody knows. Maybe,
did they build a little seesaw down the street for her?
Maybe they could have built a seesaw. It could have been a Seagram's in the fridge, ginger ale.
Is it just because her house is blue?
Yeah, pretty much light blue. She wanted it to feel like the the beach house where they had
They had grown
whatever.
women sleeping in twin beds.
Look, but let's not go backwards.
Well, Ashley always does.
Hang. But let's get into it. So Ashley was having her housewarming, and she last week had told Wendy that NECA, newest member of the show, or newest full-time cast member on the show, had said that Wendy was Osu, which is like persona non grata in Nigerian culture. Then this week she started talking about maybe I misrepresented that, or maybe once we talked about it, I remembered it differently. Like, girl, please. Other events of the episode before we get into, breaking it down. Karen and Mia had a little sit down. They're still not fully back on track or really anything near it. But they're working on it. They're trying. Wendy at the C, whatever it was, had called Mia slow. And so Mia told Karen that she didn't appreciate that. Mentioned some stuff with her son. Not going to touch that. But yeah, that was discussed.
Of course, we're going to discuss that, and not while you're back living in an apartment.
Ooh, well, let's mention it all.
That's right. No shout out to Bethany, though. Sorry.
No, definitely not. Never. The main event, though, the marquee event of the episode was the event for Wendy's sons, their first communion. Congratulations to them. It was attended by the people who were invited: Karen, Candace, Ashley, and the newest friend of the show, who has an R in her name. I know that for sure.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I know how it's spelled, but I thought it was Kiana this whole time.
I thought it was Kiana. But I think it is Kiana with like an R in there somewhere.
Maybe
Kiana.
It's Kiana. Maybe it's Kiana.
Kiana.
Right. Okay, I'm just gonna call her K Stewart like her business. Okay. Oh. K Stewart. Okay. Hey girl. Hey K Stewart. I'm K Stewart high. Okay. I know that she probably doesn't want to relive what happens towards the end of filming.
Oh yeah.
However, I do welcome a good spanking of Cookie Monster. And so for that, I have to stand.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that once we get further down Sesame Street.
Well, we go any further than this part of Sesame Street where Deborah lives, and I don't know where I'm going to be. Hell.
Moving on. So at the same time, not obviously at the same time in real life, but put in juxtaposition with the First Communion, kind of like almost like a Godfather type remake, was Robin's discussion with NECA about Wendy. Exactly. Where we realized, okay, so maybe Ashley wasn't quite misrepresenting how NECA felt. Maybe she was misrepresenting how it was said to her, but it did feel like we'll get into it, because now that's the end of the episode, so we can get into it.
Let's go back to the top.
Okay, we'll go back to the top. I'm gonna come back to it. Okay, top of the episode. Ashley being her usual messy self and creating division. Jahari, when are we gonna move forward?
We're not. What else is gonna keep her job?
Well, hey, since she's not talking about this lawsuit.
Well, she can't. It's not her lawsuit. I honestly think if she started talking about it, Michael would dry up that alimony.
Yeah, that's true. And
I don't even know if that's considered alimony.
We would go from the sea back to land.
And that might even be an honor. She might be living amongst squirrels and ants.
Okay. Ashley's messiness is one of those things where you have to really decide for yourself, whether it's just like, oh, here goes Ashley, or whether it's like, Ashley, get it together. That's how we felt about that. Wendy calling Mia slow. It's not necessarily my place to tell anybody how to feel about any insult that's comes their way. But I do feel like in this group, there is a certain amount of pearl clutching, and we've seen this plenty of times with Candace and her way with words, but a pearl clutching that occurs in lieu of a good comeback, like, oh, I couldn't think of anything on the fly, so now I'm going to act like what you said to me was the worst thing ever. What are your thoughts on this Slowgate situation?
I think that Mia will say anything it takes to put herself in good graces. Like, I want to say the good graces of the audience, or to make people feel bad for her and to get the sympathy vote, if you will. Mm-hmm. But don't nobody get about you. Okay? Now, here's the thing. If you want to talk about what it's like to have a child with disabilities, right? A child that has speech impediment, has an IEP, right? I welcome you having a real storyline for once. However, using it because you're like, well, this is why I can't move forward with Wendy. No, you can't move forward with Wendy because you not only threw a drink at her, seeming to me unprovoked.
Right. It was very unprovoked. I mean, they couldn't even edit any suspense into it.
You also accused her of sleeping with Peter at the reunion, if I'm not mistaken. You acted just a plum fool all last year. You acted a plum damn fool. Like you were willing to kick Ashley and Candace out of the house because they went to go have lunch, I'm assuming, because it was still daytime, with Wendy, instead of going with you all to bump purses on the beach, where nothing happened in that scene, by the way.
Right.
Nothing was there.
Dirt and grass.
It's amazing to me that we came into this season with two things happening. One is Robin and Juan's misfortunes. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't quite remember the timeline, but at least I think that, no, yes, it had to because she's living in the apartment. She ain't got no money. Sugar daddy is sugarless, okay? Sugar daddy is sugarless, baby. Ain't no white sugar in here, ain't no brown sugar in here, ain't no powdered sugar in there, nothing. Nothing. Ain't no cinnamon sugar, nothing. Okay. So you haven't left him yet, but you've been kicked out of that company.
That you
don't have no income.
that you were supposed to have been the CEO, boss and
Right,
CEO,
right.
but really were the marketing director.
If even that.
All right. It's giving social media, it's giving paid, it's giving sponsor, it's giving what's it called? Paid partnership with the joint chiropractic.
It's giving vanity title. God bless. And I'm still not sure because the way that, if I'm not mistaken, the way they explained it when she first came on the show was that he was one of the like first Black people to own like franchise of McDonald's and stuff like that. That's if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how they explained. Like he was like his business was having a collection of franchise locations of different chains. Right. And that's how he made so much money for them to be able to live this lifestyle. Did the other franchise break down? I'm confused. What did you only have the joint chiropractic? Because I didn't know there was a lot of money in chiropractic. Speaking of Married to Medicine, that's like the bare minimum doctor you have to get with to be on Married to Medicine. Shout out to Quad, who still doesn't have a chiropractor. But anyway, I just feel like Mia does what's convenient and what she thinks will get her sympathy. She's definitely camera smart, but she's really dumb. So I don't know if I would use that word, but she's very camera aware.
My thing with Mia is this. I enjoy Mia when she's sort of the delusional yet fun member of the group. Because I do feel like every Housewives franchise needs to have that person. Mia sort of does that role in spurts. And when she's not doing that, she's, like you said, playing the victim, playing the sympathy card, trying to be all high and mighty and righteous when she's very wrong and not righteous.
Well, like I said, why is no one talking about the lack of money? Y'all, they took their time. Even the editors took their time in the post-production room to edit Robin's house flipping upside down, but we didn't see a flip from Mia's house that she got for the show into her apartment that she has for survival. Why are we not talking about that? Giselle, who's been silent.
Hello, somebody.
You ready to talk now, babe? You think you the Lisa Rinna of this franchise, so come on, let's talk.
Right. And this is my main issue with whenever a show becomes so like two sides. It's very clearly at this point, Karen, Wendy, Candace on one end, and then Giselle, Robin, Mia, and then Ashley trying to be like the fun one in the middle, but really just, I don't even know what to say about Ashley. But anyways, it annoys me because like you never get into, especially with the Giselle, Robin, and Mia trio, you never get anywhere with that, because especially Giselle, like you said, when there's a very obvious elephant in the room and, half the cast is too unbothered by Mia to bring it up. And then the other half is like, well, we can't bring that up because, we don't want to, we're like still shunning Wendy.
And that's going to be the downfall of this show. Haven't we seen this before?
Don't even get me started on the 2Ks.
Oh.
Were we thinking different things?
We were.
We were, okay.
But that's okay. We don't have to talk about them at all.
We don't have
Anyway,
to get into that. We don't have to get
yeah,
into that.
we can move right along. We can move right along because there's only about 3 things worth talking about in this episode.
Right.
So that's one. So the next one was the Karen and Ashley scene where
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even thinking about like that she admits to messing up the story and miscommunicating the bones.
Mm-hmm.
So about like how averse people are about talking about what's happening with Michael and Candace's lawsuit. Like I can understand Candace not wanting to talk about it because she
Right.
has to be advised by someone probably not to talk about it at all. But Ashley, you can't speak up on anything. Like I know you say you don't know, he's not talking about it, but why don't you tell the group what you told your mama? You can't go around talking like that. Yes, let's get some organic drama going. Hello.
Right.
But show up to work, baby, since you like to ghost produce. Tell Karen, well, she shouldn't be talking like that if she doesn't want $2 million out of her pocket. And then let Karen run with that bump. See, hello?
Exactly.
Where are the
Exactly. And that's
producers?
how we get
The
it
producers.
started.
Where are the producers?
Right. You know, obviously, Karen, Wendy, Candace, these my queens, these my girls. But in general, I do feel like Potomac needs something to kickstart it. Right now, we're sort of still in the early season, like, just vibes. And I
I feel
feel
like
like
there's stuff
we're
to
about to
talk
be on
about.
episode 4. Huh?
Well, now come after your favorite on the show, like your ultimate favorite on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, sit down with Charisse. Now, even if you just sit down and read her for 2 hours, I'm okay with that.
Right.
But uh, Charisse is getting a check for what?
I
and,
don't even know. I mean,
and
I will say Charisse has leveled up,
in what way?
Well, I'm just saying in terms of like, for example, during the conversation, the intervention with Robin, the Juan intervention, like she had her face all done up. I was like, okay, you ate this one thing. And I also appreciated the perspective that she provided for Robin, that Robin absolutely did not listen to.
Right,
I've seen this before. I know how this is, and I'm not saying my situation is your situation, but it is.
right. Wake up.
Right, exactly. That's the kind of role I would want to see Charisse play on this show, especially with so much of the drama sitting in limbo. But when she's so hyper focused on Karen, it's like that's only doing one thing. That's only activating Karen. What about the rest of the group?
I think even more, I mean, the show is past the time where Charisse is the activator. Like, we're way past that time.
Right.
But also, Giselle's not meeting up to film with Charisse. Like, Charisse has known Ashley at least since the beginning of this show.
Right.
Like, why are we not getting anything else from her? Like, what is she sitting around for? Like, you have 10 people on this cast, and about 4 are doing nothing.
And she's not gonna be around next week with the pickleball.
She's not.
It's Karen's event.
We'll see.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, she don't have no husband to bring, but maybe she got a boy toy like she used to in the early seasons, to try to help save her plum and turn it into a flute.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's talk about the first communion of Wendy's sons.
Is there something worth talking about?
Well, Candace and Ashley acknowledged that they could be in the same room together, which is good for the sake of
This is
filming. Like,
what year?
it's annoying when you have like events where people are not there. Like
But this is year 5 of that.
yeah, it is what it is. And I mean, the biggest thing was the stuff with Wendy's mom and the allegations leveled by NECA that Wendy's mom was trying to put like a hex on her or some voodoo or something. And that Robin now has a convenient thing to say, oh, well, Wendy's mom is the reason my life is ruined and not my philandering husband.
Well, I'm gonna give Robin the benefit of the doubt and say she was being a jokester.
I'm just annoyed with this whole thing. I'm annoyed with this whole like effectively demonizing Wendy's family.
Right.
I think that it tiptoes into a lot of stuff that none of the housewives are really equipped to talk about
Right.
or dive into, which is, probably why Ashley was so quick to backtrack. But I do feel like that group is sort of seeing NECA as their out, their sort of way to get at Wendy without having another like colorism conversation. But I feel like this brings a whole nother element of cultural norms and cultural conversations that are just gonna bring it to a whole different place that I don't think any of them are really ready to deal with.
Right. And they're not. And it's also like, who cares?
Right.
Who cares? I don't know how this adds to anyone's story, and I don't know how this makes a compelling story for anybody. If
Right.
anything, it's just showing that about half of you need to go immediately.
Immediately.
Because I'm just not, I'm not, what I'm trying to understand is, to me, and maybe it would have been left on the cutting room floor, but why are you not getting to know Robin?
Thank you.
Why are you explicating like, well, we've been family friends and my husband's cousin and your daughter know each other, and like, you're praying against me now? Like, what do you like? Guess what? People pray against you all the time. I'm about to start praying against some of them. I'm about to start praying against some of them. Let me own it. Put the camera on me and let
Oh
me
my
own the
goodness.
camera. I am praying against the Dixons. He's allegedly cheating because of me. Yes, Robin. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this unfolds in future episodes. It looks like it's going to continue to be messy and very lethargically so. So we'll keep watching and keep the
Yeah,
cable
Potomac,
on.
you're clicking down.
Yeah,
Down. You're clicking right down to the worst franchises on right now. Quickly.
yeah. That's enough for Potomac. Let's get into Sunday night's better half, Married to Medicine. Now, you are the one who's been watching Married to
Yeah,
Medicine
for
for
much
years and
longer.
years. Yes,
Much longer.
well, hold on, because I kind of watched in and out for years. And last year I started to watch more, and then this year I'm watching like every episode.
So you started
So far.
watching basically on their worst season. Ooh.
It definitely felt like that. But this feels like an improvement. This is definitely
Very much
improvement.
so.
And some of that credit does go to Phaedra.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, well, that sounds as convincing
Well,
as
I think
when I was talking about the Christmas album.
Phaedra's saving grace is her long relationship with Gregory, G, and Quad.
Yes.
But it would not have been as relevant if Quad talked to her co-stars in the off season, her friends, assumably, during the off season. Then you wouldn't be missing for what, 3 episodes? How long has this show been on? Three episodes?
Yeah.
She wasn't even in the first episode, but you a main cast member, honey.
I mean, I could see.
She was mentioned what, 54 times, they said? The people
Right.
said, what, 34, 54 times? So she was there in spirit, but I wouldn't say it's in large part due to Phaedra.
I will say this. I think what Phaedra brings to reality TV, she brings a shamelessness that I love and appreciate. Obviously, it can go too far. We're not going to even talk about what we're not going to talk about. But I feel like just the sheer showmanship that is required in order to plan alongside Toya this bachelorette party and then simultaneously invite the ex-wife of the person getting married. That's just good TV. And I feel like that's Phaedra's bread and butter, is creating good TV. And I'm not going to say that no one on the cast is creating good TV, but I do feel like with Sweet Tea being new to the show and that brings sort of new element to the show, I do feel like Phaedra is a good balance of, okay, Sweet Tea's here. She's now part of this group somewhat. How can we turn that into drama that the viewers directed drama that the viewers will enjoy?
Sure. I think the central question of the season, and especially the opening, how long did you think that it would take for a woman who's been on the show that you're clearly a fan of? How long did you think before you would have to run into her when you're hanging out with her friend group?
Right.
I'm just wondering.
And honestly, I sort of picked up on this when I saw that they weren't really showing any of the aftermath of Quad walking in the previews, that it wasn't going to be as dramatic as it would seem.
Well, because they had pieced together her going off on her sister as her
right. And I sort of picked up on that when I was like, it just didn't add up.
Right.
It didn't add up. But what I was more so interested in was Toya's reaction, because I feel like if we're taking the logical next step, I feel like there is space there for there to be an issue between Phaedra and Toya, an issue that could really become one of the big components of the drama moving forward this season.
Here's the problem. Toya can't check Phaedra.
No, she can't.
The only person Toya can check on that show now is Quad.
And honestly, that's really
and T.
only because Quad is like moving back in from the outs.
Yes.
I mean, look, as a Phaedra fan, I would want to see the Phaedra versus Toya just because I feel like Phaedra's at her best when she's really like laying into someone.
But I don't think that that's an even match like that. And they're almost talking two different languages. Like Toya is very much, she gonna say anything. And I'm not saying she gonna say anything in the same way that Heavenly says anything, but I'm saying she gonna say anything in the like context of, you don't like, you'll know what her point is, but she's gonna just talk. If she couldn't handle Simone, calling her raggedy and broke,
look,
I'm not sure if she's gonna be able to like comprehend Southern shade.
Right.
Like, you know,
she would just know a shade because Heavenly would be over there.
So I mean, yeah, the show is clearly, this season feels like it's going to be primarily driven, and I guess the viewers have done not the viewers, the editors have done a good, and the producers have done a good job setting up the story. It's going to be Quad and Tisha's common interest, if you will, that's going to spur the action on the show, which makes sense because they had to start over. They couldn't start with the conflict from last season because it's too dark.
Right.
So they were like, okay, we got to do something else. We got to bring something, we got to do something that's distracting enough to not talk about the disaster that was season 9. So they took Contessa out and said, T, you get in here and that look good. That look good. Yeah, come in here and say something like that, okay? Come in here and shake it up, okay?
Child, with the tag and everything.
That look good. That look. Shout out to Heavenly. Let me see what else happened on this episode. Eugene talking to the kids about sex. Yeah, important, but I don't need to see it.
Right.
Who else got something going on in this episode? Oh, let's talk about this because we've been through this. Let's talk about Heavenly and Dr. Damon Daddy talking to little Laura about college. And him not wanting her to go away because he feels like he needs to be her protector and he needs to be able to get to her in a certain amount of time that is comfortable for him if something were to happen, because he doesn't believe that she can handle her own safety. And then Heavenly is like, well, you got to be close to your mama. Don't you know your mama love you, girl? You need to be close to me. I can't be without you. I'm living through you. No shade. I'm just saying. And so that conversation to Laura, and Laura pushing back and saying, well, y'all went away, so why can't I go away? No real answer besides, we don't want you to.
Right.
We don't want you to. So I don't know. I don't know what you think about that.
I think that college is the best time to explore living somewhere else because you have a set structure, you have a set group of people that you're around, you're going to see, you know, you're not going to be like, it's not like you're moving to a new city and you don't know anybody and you don't know where to meet anybody and you know where you're going. I feel like it's a great time to make a move and to explore a different part of the country or even the world. And I also feel like if it doesn't happen then and it's something that the child wants to have happen, it's going to happen eventually. And you're going to have even less control over like protection and access and, you know, being able to look out for your kid. So I definitely feel like college is a great time to do that. And I do feel like they're going to come around to it, but you got to let the child spread their wings. That's my parenting advice as a person with no kids.
Well, I mean, yeah. It is interesting because, I mean, by now, right, like when the show was filming, we didn't know where she was going to go.
Right.
I don't know if we really got the information about where she was interested in going, but we know that she's in Tallahassee at Florida A&M University. So she went 4 hours away, which is kind of far, but not really, like same region.
Right.
Just across the state line from Georgia to Florida. And I think it's Heavenly's alma mater too. So let the baby be happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, let her, I mean, because like you said, if they don't do it now, they'll do it later. But also regret turns into resentment very quickly.
Hey.
very
Say
quickly.
that again.
So let the baby, go and experience the culture that she's trying to get and have the experience away from home so that she can figure out who she is when it's no longer Dr. Damon Daddy and Dr. Heavenly Kimes are my overseers.
Exactly. And I mean, you're still gonna get your calls, you're gonna get your FaceTime, you're gonna get
Hey,
your visits. It's like you said, it's a drivable distance, which means
and
it's a
she in there
short
with
flight.
Giselle's daughter. She in there with Giselle's daughter. They both.
Right. So
Yeah.
there's crossover potential there. Maybe something to wake up Giselle's storyline for 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, other stuff going on. We saw Phaedra and her boys. They were playing soccer, I think it was.
Oh, I must have went to go get something to drink.
It was a quick 5-second little thing, but it's great to see Phaedra's, family. We're not going to see her relationship to medicine necessarily. So that brief moment does sort of give that aspect of it, even if just for a moment. And it sort of does make Phaedra feel more integrated into the cast, like a full cast member. So I appreciated that. We have Dr. Greg at the bachelor party talking about if my pants
Haven't
come down, they're not coming back up.
hasn't that caused him enough problems?
You would think
The
so.
people already said in the article. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. The people already said in the article that it's a wee wee. So do you want more accounts confirming?
Look, hello, somebody.
Because we know Sweet Tea don't care because this look good.
This look good. And the wallet look good. The wallet look good.
Right.
As soon as, that those papers are signed and she has access.
Put it out the way. Okay, the bachelorette party, I guess is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still thrown off by why Sweet Tea was being mean to Unsweet Tea.
It was jarring. I mean, just seeing her like so doing from 0 to 100 so fast, it was something. But I mean, I do feel like what we're seeing is the wedding, and this is true of, relationships in general a lot of the time. The wedding sort of becomes a small representation, and I say small in the sense of, just timeline of bigger issues that are to come in the marriage. And I feel like, the issue here is control and agency and expectation. Clearly, Dr. G has an expectation of Sweetie in terms of what he expects her to do to balance out what he does with his wallet. And clearly, that doesn't align with Sweet T's expectations of how much he is supposed to contribute in terms of actual like actions around like their relationship. And so I think an interesting dynamic that we're going to see play out as they get married, hopefully get across the aisle or down the aisle, is not politics. Well, but is how is their relationship going to play out, and how similar is it going to be to how his relationship played out with Quad over time?
It's gonna be the same.
Exactly. And everybody's already called it,
Right. Everybody, right. And I think some people are like, was it Toya that said? No, it was Simone that said that Heavenly. I remember she called her fake, or what she said in her confessional, because she was like, "Well, Heavenly's already speaking doubt 2 days before the
Mm-hmm.
fact." Like,
Right.
you should be speaking doubt. Hello.
Yeah. If anybody want to object, yes, I do.
Like if Cecil ugly ass was going to marry somebody else, you would have told them about Tammy with the golf shirt. She would have had to tell somebody else, look, he loves his friend too much, and she
Right.
has way too much power over his time, and he isn't turning his time towards the person that he's supposed to be and working on the things that we need to work on, showing
Mm-hmm.
affection, communicating, um, being more intentional about the fact that, hello, I know I make more than you, but you need to make something.
Right.
So I mean, I'm just saying that Simone should be cognizant of the fact that there's always a Carfax. And either
Exactly.
the Carfax is something that you can deal with down to Jiffy Lube, or the Carfax is something that you need to cut at a loss and go send that bitch to the junkyard.
And take it back just like she took that
And,
dress back.
but look, unfortunately for Letitia, she's not quad. So if Dr. G goes, so does this check.
Right.
And I mean, I think she worked for the government. So I mean, she got good benefits and she probably got good pay. So and she's a veteran, so
Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up. I mean, look, I wish her the best. She seems like a nice enough person. I just think that she's in over her head, both on the show and in this relationship. I think what we're honestly gonna see is we're gonna see that play out, and I think it'll probably seem like the perfect moment for Quad to be vindicated and for Quad to be like petty and like, but I don't think we're gonna see that. I think we will see more of like a, yeah, this is like what I went
well,
through too. Like maybe not necessarily like we gotta be besties, like, you know, sympathy, but I do think we're getting a lot of the fun of, oh, this is gonna be a mess out of the way now. And it's gonna be more dramatic and more intense as it progresses.
well, like part of me is like, well, will Quad still be on the show in order to see where the marriage goes?
Well, the marriage, it's on track to go pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, as far as I know right now, they're still going strong.
Well, we'll see. I think there's
They're
definitely
gonna
gonna be
have a
some
Christmas
drama.
party for 2. They're gonna
Hmm.
have a Christmas party for 2 in the month.
Child.
So,
I
we'll
don't know.
see.
You know, they say the holidays always bring stuff up, so who knows?
Okay, well, maybe they can argue and he'll drive off in the Mini Coupe on December 26th.
Huh? Mm.
Who knows?
Child. Maybe she could start a sweet tea line.
Maybe that would be good for her. She was smart that
Yeah. Look,
yes, and
a lot of people on these
market
shows could really get businesses started. Not I know
she
she
can
got
go
Sheree,
market she can go
but
market it along the Arkansas-Tennessee line, and I'm sure they buy it.
dang, just the line, not even the states.
Well, that is the States, at the
Oh.
line. She can sell it on the bridge.
Oh my goodness. And on that note, these shows are still in their early stages of these new seasons. So we will see how things progress. Hopefully we'll get some good laughs, some good drama, some good all of that. You know, we might have to get a little TikTok live something going. That would be fun. You know, we can get some audience interaction.
And you
That
have
would be
followers, so use them for once.
for once. I post every day. I try to.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm bringing back, look,
But you're not on
2024.
live. You're not on the live.
I be on the live every once a week,
Which weeks?
every 8 weeks.
Right. As much as you be on this podcast, but we're hoping for
Oh wow. Well,
episodes this
okay,
year.
okay,
Weekly
Mister.
episodes
Do
this
you
time.
have to put it out on Wednesday or can you wait? After you said I
Well,
want to see
I
some
said,
consistency
well,
this
I
season.
said that, but I don't want to see consistency during the
Well,
holiday
well,
season.
we need some no, Christmas I'm taking off. Let's be very clear. You know, that's the name of the game, consistency. We got to all be consistent and just keep on pushing.
Yes, and let's hope that Potomac gets to a place where their consistency is actually something we want to watch.
Oh my. Well, yes. Well, yes. Well, yes. Real Housewives, Potomac. We need a bit more. We need a lot more. And Atlanta, uh,
Well, leave
thoughts and
them
prayers.
alone. Well, right. Thoughts and prayers to whoever's on the new cast.
If there is a new cast. Cameras off. And on that note, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much, Jahari, for joining us. I'm sure you'll be back very soon. Thank you to all the listeners. It's always great to see all the love y'all show for the show. See all the comments, all the reposts and everything. We love it. We love it. Keep it coming. Keep sharing all of that. Quick plugs. Make sure you check out holiday playlists, all other playlists. Get those: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music. Make sure you follow on the socials. You know me at the Norris J. You know at Come Get a Sip / on TikTok at Come Get a Sip Pod. And Jahari, do you have any socials to share or are you gonna decline?
Tune in to the Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine every Sunday on Bravo at 8/9 Central.
All
Sorry, not 8/7 Central.
Yes. 8/7 Central. 9. You
Let me
say
do that
9
again.
Central, they're gonna miss the whole thing.
Let me do it.
You said we want well, I guess they'll catch it at 9 unless they'll watch what happens.
Right, they'll catch the show.
Watch what happens pre-recorded. And of course, check out my holiday music thing that's coming. It will be revealed very soon. So make sure to tune into that. And yeah, that's all from us. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you follow, subscribe, all of that. And have a wonderful day. Like the baddest bitch. Gotta step through the place on your savage shit. You turning heads. They asking what it's giving. Say happy, pretty, classy, rich. Move like the baddest bitch. Gotta step through the place on your savage shit. You turning heads. They asking what it's giving. Say happy, pretty, classy, rich.